appreciate you.
Hello, my Crystal Loves Texas Facebook and YouTube and Instagram family. I am excited to be here. I'm real excited to be here because school is out. So I have a whole summer off, but I have another reason why I am extremely excited to bring you this podcast tonight, because this is a special one for me. And some of you may know the lady who's sitting there in the beautiful orange. Say hello, Monica.
Well, hello. Good evening.
That is Monica Shaw. And Monica and I, and another guest that's coming on in a little bit. Monica is one of the premier Civic Club presidents in our city. She is one of the people who really gets people rallied and gets things going, gets those voters out when it's time to vote. And we're going to talk about something that is going on next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend. Here in Houston, and especially celebrating the people and the alumni of these particular neighborhoods. And I'm going to pull that up. But first of all, before I even do that, I'm going to let Monica introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself, because Monica, I want to make sure I get your titles right.
Okay. That is so kind of you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I am Monica Shaw, president of Bayou Terrace Civic Club. I'm also the precinct chair for 271 in the Southeast Houston. I am also a Harris County election judge. I do work for Senator Boris Miles in Senate District 13. And I have a couple other titles. But we'll keep it all community related, right? Notary public and, things of that nature. And I also have a consulting firm.
Yes. Well, Monica, well, I'm going to make it a little bit more personal. Let me tell you why it was so important for me to get Monica on here. Monica and I were best friends growing up. We grew up next door to each other.
Yeah.
So we've kept in touch all these years, but we've got something that is coming up. And Monica, you work so closely with the community out in the Cloverland, Bayou Terrace, Hillwood, Sunnyside area, Sugar Valley, all those neighborhoods that are right there in Southeast Houston. And there was something very special, actually, in the past couple of weekends that happened over on that Sims Bayou Trail too.
Yeah.
Yes, and there was the bridge dedication. So there's a lot going on over there.
Yes, it is. It is. Actually, Commissioner Rodney Ellis just opened up the park across from Cloverland Park, the Hills at Sims. So it's a wonderful facility there, and it's in our area for us to enjoy.
It really is. And my mother and I were passing by there yesterday, Monica, and it looks like is there a walking trail or a hiking trail around there? And beautiful scenery. And I believe that there was a bridge dedication.
Yes, there was.
There was a bridge dedication for one of our elected officials in Houston, Dr. Alma Allen, who, and I believe the bridge was named for her service to the community.
Absolutely, it was.
Absolutely. So we got a lot of. We are all Bayou Terrace, Cloverland, Hillwood, Sugar Valley proud.
Absolutely.
But Monica, I am going to pull up something, and I want to go ahead and mention this because this person, and you've been working alongside him for many, many years, just doing different things in the community, Mr. Anthony Scott. And Anthony Scott is also a community advocate, and he does a lot of things in the community too. Would not want to mention this particular event without him, but I'm going to pull this up, and Cashel Kelly is going to be coming on in just a second, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about how this got started. And as I if Monica, don't quote me on this, but I'm
Okay.
thinking that right now, on record, this is the only event of its kind that's going on in the city of Houston. And what we would like to see is this mirrored all over the community. So, what are we looking at there, Monica?
Sounds great. Well, this is a flyer that's inviting the community out on next Saturday out at
Yes,
Cloverland Park. And Cloverland Park is pretty much the staple in the community.
it
That has been
is.
the icon, I should say, of the community. So we all fall under Cloverland Park pretty much because of the fact that that was the neighborhood park, the centralized
Yes,
park for the community. We lived in smaller communities outside of Cloverland Park, but everybody knew Cloverland Park. So certainly
yes,
we'd like to continue to know Cloverland Park in a positive manner and to
yes.
continue to visit the park and keep it up as our own and introduce it to the younger generation so
That's
they'll know to do what we have done over the years.
That's right. And Monica, how long can, I mean, how many years can you remember you and I walking up to the park and there was always a basketball game going on? I believe Girl Scouts met up at the
Right.
park. And
Exactly.
there were all kinds of there used to be the city of Houston had a summer camp at the park,
Yes.
and there's a pool at the park,
Yes.
a big pool. Now I
Absolutely.
believe there's a soccer field at the park.
There is. There
Monica,
is.
what are some of the updates that park has received over the years?
Okay, the soccer field, of course, is the newest attraction.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we did lose the tennis court when they put the soccer field there.
Okay.
However, I understand just recently that there are plans to put another tennis court
Right.
at that location, as well as to upgrade the lighting for the football teams that are currently practicing out there.
That's awesome. Now, Monica, if you probably know this better than me, but you and I know that part dates back at least to the 70s when we were in the 80s when we were living over there.
Mhm.
But do you know, is Cloverland Park one of the older parks in the community?
It is. It is. Well, because it dates back probably to, I want to say back to the 50s.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
because our
yeah,
community was built in 55. So,
yes.
I wanna say that the early 50s, 60s is when that park was
And for
originated.
and for a long
Mhm.
time, I believe that that particular park was one of the only parks over in that part of Houston.
Yes, that is correct.
And I think maybe Sunnyside Park came along
Think so.
a little bit later. But
It
I
did.
think, yeah, Cloverland. And what
Mhm.
communities does that park serve?
Oh, as you stated, it serves Hillwood, it does serve Cloverland, Kennedy Heights, I would say,
Yeah,
because that's right across Cullen. Then
yes.
you have, of course, the smaller communities, Bayou Terrace, South Acres Estates, South Acres West. We have Paradise Valley. Then we go down by Watkins, and that is Holloway and Leitrim.
Yes.
So, and then of course Sunnyside. We would not want to leave Sunnyside out, as well as let me think, Sugar Valley.
Sugar Valley, Blue
Yes,
Ridge.
Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Monica, as a civic leader from
Mhm.
over in that area for so many years, and tell us again, how long have you been a civic leader, even before you were the president of the club, but you have been active in that community all of your
Yeah,
life.
over 20 years. We'll leave it there.
Wow. Wow. And
Yeah.
now in the 20 years that you have been a community leader,
Mhm.
can you tell us, has an event like this ever taken place before?
I do not recall anything of this nature. Of course, we do have the National Night Out the
Yes.
park, which that's an annual event. But as
Right.
far as getting together with residents on a regular basis, I think Mr. Scott may have us beat. He has started something that we
Yes.
would certainly like to see continued, and we want everyone to participate.
Absolutely. And you and your team, you all jumped in kind of at the 11th hour, but
Mhm.
and you said that you're going to be reaching out to some other community leaders over there.
Yes,
So it's a very good chance that when people come out, they may see some people they haven't seen in the last 20 or 30 years.
absolutely. We hope that that's the case. And I have began to reach out to
Yes,
even elected officials.
that's
And
awesome.
we have Dr. Carolyn Shabazz's office who stated that
Awesome.
they would participate. So we can
Excellent.
certainly appreciate, anyone that's jumping on board
And that's
to help
District
in the
D.
community. That is District D.
That's
Yes, City
District D.
Council. It is.
Yes.
Yes.
And Monica, now let me ask you this. Is
Mhm.
this going to be a family friendly event?
Yes. As far as I know, it
Yes.
is.
No.
And
So we
yeah.
know that at the parks
Mhm.
anyway, there's no alcohol that's allowed at the parks, right?
Right, that is correct. It is a
Okay.
city park. They're also asking that we not park on the grass. I did talk to a young lady today, and she stated there was a function about a week ago. And I told her I had nothing to do with it. I said, but I want to know what the rules are, and certainly
Yes.
we'll get that information out to everyone so
We
we can
sure will.
comply. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, actually, and here's Cashel. Cashel's coming up right now. There she is. Hey,
Hi,
Cashel.
how you guys doing? Sorry.
Cashel, y'all, Cashel got her steps in today.
Yes.
She's been chasing her puppy around the neighborhood.
What?
Cashel,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us. Monica and I were just talking a little bit about some of the things that we can expect. And Cashel, you are from the Sunnyside,
Cloverland,
Cloverland, Blue Ridge, that area. You went to school where did you go to school?
Worthing in
Worthing. And
Sunnyside.
Monica, where did you go to school?
I went to Westbury.
Westbury.
Yeah.
Well, you still invited because you live there.
Oh,
Okay.
we say friends of Cloverland.
So,
Friends
Cashel,
of Cloverland.
tell us a little bit about what we can expect and why this kind of event is so important. Monica just shared a couple of tidbits that we want to share. Now, Monica just said that from the city of Houston that they got a request that there be no parking on the grass.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and but tell us what we can expect next Saturday
Well, if we did this, what was it about maybe 2 or 3 months ago?
in March.
Mhm.
In March, and so
Yeah.
Okay.
we had very little lead time. Anthony Scott, he posted about it, and I was like, oh my God, this is such a great idea. So I got on board to help him spearhead this, and so it's just a family reunion. And when we were talking, he said, you know what, we always meet up. We're always at funerals.
Yes.
When we see each other, it's always a funeral, and then we're like catching up. And so Cloverland is such a close-knit community. We have a community within a community, right? I mean,
Mhm.
so it's like it's kind of like a family reunion, but it's for the adults. Okay. So
Yes.
it's come out. We don't have any things for the kiddos this time, but it's kind of for the
Okay.
adults. And it was just such a blessing last time to have like 5, 6, 7 generations of people out
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Cloverland proud, and just to uh, talk to one another, because we talk about friends of Cloverland, Hillwood, South Acres, Kennedy Heights, Paradise Valley, Sunnyside, South Acres, all of that. We're neighboring neighborhoods, and so we're going to and friends of Cloverland. If you hung out with somebody that was from Cloverland and you just hung
Right.
out with us, so we say friends of Cloverland, even from
Mhm.
the north side, and you had a friend that was in Cloverland, come on,
Mhm.
because it was just a beautiful sight to see people you haven't seen in a while. We've gotten so
Right.
used to seeing each other on social media and thinking that's some kind of way that we keep in touch. But to be and just kind of talk and play
Mhm.
spades. We're gonna have pits out there. It's BYOE. Okay, bring your own everything. Bring your own
Okay.
barbecue pit. Bring your own tent. Your own chair.
Mhm.
Please bring a chair, because we will not have chairs out there for you. Bring your tables. Bring your cars. Bring your dominoes. Bring your
Mhm.
coolers. Bring whatever. I'm cooking red beans and rice again. So, and people that I don't even know come by and get. So we're not selling anything. You bring. It's like a big potluck, big family union, where we're just out there and just connecting. It's a great time, and it's just really remind you of the importance of community outside of social media, offline. So we hope that the word has spread and people kind of have a gist of what happened last time, and they come out. Hopefully the rain will let up. We're gonna pray to God that we have no rain,
Yeah.
and that's gonna go away. But yeah, it's just easy breezy kickback.
Well, Michelle, I'm going to pull this flyer up again, and I
Okay.
want you to just give a shout out to some of those sponsors who will be
Absolutely.
participating.
Absolutely. We got to thank Carolyn Evans Shabazz, Premier Training House, Anthony Scott's Community Care. I'm EQ with Cashel Kelly, and we've got the Bio Terrace, Monica on here. We got you on here, and we've got D Red from the Body Boards, and they're supporting us. And we're open to more support. If anybody wants to, help out in any kind of way and be a part, we're open to that as well.
And Cashel, if anyone is looking and they would like to donate any things that the event may need, what are some of the things that it's okay for people to donate? Can they have sodas donated, ice cream? If Bluebell is looking and they want to donate ice cream,
absolutely, water, ice cream, sodas, napkins. I mean, anything that they want to bring, anything that they deem fit. We're just asking that people don't bring things out to sell, because we're just having a community thing. But the t-shirts, because I wasn't gonna. I told Scott yesterday, I'm not gonna bring the t-shirts out there. He said no, people are looking for the t-shirts. So the t-shirts. I will have the t-shirts out there. We'll have the order forms if we run out of the t-shirts. But I really would encourage people to go on bossespray.com and buy their t-shirt right away, and I can get it printed for them and set up some kind of pickup to where they can wear their t-shirt that day. That would be ideal. Yeah, and I have, I believe, about 5 different designs, and I can post those online as well. A little flip book that you can go to, but they can go to bossespray.com and click on Cloverland Tees to see all the different kinds of t-shirts.
And Monica, tell us why it's so important for community organizations to get involved and civic clubs to get involved, because for a long time we're kind of separated unto ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I think it's very important because, as we say, we come together when we go to homegoing services, but certainly it's important for us to see each other and be able to fellowship with each other without the homegoing service. So let's do that before that time. And then, of course, I think everyone will get something out of it, more or less. And then, of course, we would still be able to keep the communities together if we did this. And I just think it's a phenomenal idea.
Absolutely.
And Cashel and Monica, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know if we have access to get any tables. Tables may have to be brought for this, but it would be great for every community civic club in that area to have a little table out there and stop by and join their civic clubs.
Yes.
Because this is how we get people involved and registered to vote, and knowing who their civic club leaders are. There are people who want to volunteer in the community.
Absolutely.
And we know that
will you be out there for the voter registration for the people?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to be there.
If I know I got on late, but I want to make sure people mention that we are going to have voter registration out there. And like I was telling Monica yesterday, it's in this kind of environment, it just kind of makes it relaxed and it makes it non-invasive, and we can we have so much power in numbers. So I'm glad that we'll have that. But I definitely welcome any civic clubs, because last time the Cloverland, Paradise Valley Civic Club was out there, and the president, he asked me to join. I said, well, I live in Pearland now. He said, it doesn't matter. You grew up there.
That's right.
And I was like, you know what? You're right. And I still care what happens over here, even though I'm in Shadow Creek.
Right.
So I got the information to join. So that's very important. Like we have moved to our different areas in town, but we definitely need to stay connected to what raised us, right? And to make sure that it's blossoming.
Absolutely. And Monica, I'm not sure, Monica may be able to pull some strings. I don't know, but all we would really need are some tables for those civic clubs to set up at, and for them to reach out to Cashel and let them know that they are going to be there, and we can actually have people, because what you just said, Cashel and Monica, what you just said, is so important because a lot of times people do not know that they
Mhm.
can still stay connected. They think they've got to live in an area. But you know what? The truth of the matter is that many of the people who still live in those areas are elderly people. So we need their sons and their daughters and their grandkids to
Absolutely.
help feed into these civic
Mhm.
organizations.
Yeah, yeah, and also if you are in the Cloverland area, go by Anthony Scott's house and get with him as well, for sure. We know that's the hub in Cloverland.
Right.
So if anybody has any questions or anything, definitely get with Anthony or
That's,
myself
mhm.
or Red or anybody connected. You listen, we're all
Mhm.
in this together for one common goal. Whoever that knows anything, and we'll make it happen. We'll connect the dots in that regard.
Right.
And Cashel and Monica, I want you to kind of take this question really quickly. I know you're in your car and you got to
Yeah.
go, but listen, I want you to take this question really quickly.
Okay.
You being a precinct judge,
Mhm.
and someone who's very involved
Yeah.
the voting initiative over in the
Mhm.
area,
Mhm.
with us setting up a voter registration drive there and
Mhm.
people coming back out and connecting, how important is it that people are able to meet you and other civic club leaders and find out exactly what's going on in these communities and see the importance of voting and how their vote actually is going to affect
Mm-hmm.
the things that are happening in their community right now. Now, let me just throw this in.
Mhm.
It is extremely, extremely important that people be able to make that connection, Cashel, because just this week we found out that I believe there are 20 schools in the Houston ISD that because of the way that voting has kind of turned out, that those kids will no longer be eligible for free lunch and breakfast. And we know that that is something that for kids in
Wow.
those communities, that is
Mhm.
very, very important. Y'all speak to that for a minute, Monica, especially you, and
Wow.
how much turnout you just had in this primary runoff.
Right, right. Well, I think it's very important, and I think it's important for the community leaders as well to be in the community where
Right,
they're actually seen by residents. And we don't just come out, once in a while. It's a good idea that if we're there, we can try and get the support of the community as well. Cloverland Park used to be a voting location. I
right.
am currently trying to get that reestablished. They
Yeah.
have moved everybody up to Sunnyside Multi-Service Center on Reed Road. And for those that are accustomed to coming to their community to vote, I think that's so important.
Or
We
even
I mean, we've
Or
been
the
there for
elderly, or don't have a
exactly,
ride,
exactly.
or
Well,
go
I
so
know I
far.
need you all support on that because I am definitely talking back and forth with the Democratic Party as well as Tanisha Hudspeth
right.
about that because they want to close. Well, they have closed it down. It's been closed for about 2 years now, and I am definitely trying to get that reopened for November of this year. That's
Okay.
the goal. That's
Okay.
the goal. So I think it's important, to see that we still can utilize, I should say, our community in the way we have over the last 20 or 30 years.
And
But
Absolutely.
and
yeah,
Cashel, I
that's
know
important.
I know you all don't want to make the reunion political. That's not
Mhm.
what it's about. But here's the thing. These are things that are affecting our community in a
Oh
big way.
no, no,
It
no,
would be
no, no!
great.
You have no argument there because because what the midterms because everybody's so focused on the big election, the
Right.
Right.
presidential election. When we need to kind of in a comfortable environment,
Hmm.
uh, drive home the importance of these midterms. And
Yes.
Absolutely.
like I'm in the Pearland, we have our first black mayor
Yeah,
for as long
absolutely.
as I can remember,
Congratulations.
and we
That's
and we and we flipped it for the first time ever.
yeah.
Just rallying around, and people don't
Hmm.
understand that
Yeah.
they say, "Oh, I'm not into politics." You know what? Politics is into you.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
and whether you like it or not, whether you don't vote, I don't vote, I don't know it's deciding everything about you. It's
That's
That's
right.
right.
deciding the things that affect you, and
That's right.
everything that touches your life. Every little thing that touches your life is decided in these midterms and these small elections. And people
Right.
need to understand, and we need to kind of just have a casual, comfortable family or
Mhm.
a conversation about how important it
Mhm.
is that we get out and vote in these elections.
And
Absolutely.
Rebecca Williams just joined. Thank you, Rebecca, for jumping on.
Hi.
And
Hey,
That's
we were just
Hi, Monica.
and we were talking about, even though this is not a political rally of any sort, we want our elected officials to come out. We want the
Mhm.
people in the neighborhood to know they have access like that.
Mhm.
Because if I'm correct, now you correct me if I'm wrong, Rebecca, but until things hit home with people, a lot of times they feel like it really doesn't matter. But just this week, 20 HISD schools will no longer have a free lunch for their students.
All right. So let me tell you about the explanation that I've been hearing all week about that. Because these schools are not considered to be Title I schools, they are like the upper echelon. So we're talking about your Belairs, your Lamars, your DeBakey's, your Carnegies. They're saying, well, those kids don't need any free lunch because their parents can afford it. And I'm sitting here telling people, you do realize that there are Title I children, economically disadvantaged children that are
That's
sitting
right.
in these seats at these schools. Like all of them are not, all of them don't come from privilege.
That's
So,
right.
and why does that matter anyway? There's
Yeah.
still children that's in a care for 8 hours away from their parents.
That's right.
So when the children are in school, they are teachers' response. They are the school's responsibility, and it's our responsibility to feed them and not have them pay for it. What are people paying taxes for? My
Yeah.
God, are we
Yeah.
serious right
Yeah.
Well, Rebecca, you and I are going to be out there. I'm going to be registering voters, but Rebecca is going to be out and she's going to be interviewing people for the Crystal Loves Texas podcast and talking about how meaningful that this kind of activity is. Rebecca, when we were out the last time, we were able to interview people from all over that community, and they said that they know people this time who are coming in from out of town.
Yep.
People are this is a
That's wonderful.
destination event
Yep.
for people this time that Anthony Scott and Cashel and Red
Brandon.
have gotten together. And
Mhm.
and we want to, when we have people in, a ready audience like that, this is where it may not be at the church, but this is where we can disseminate this information that people need to know that are going to affect their lives. And nothing is going to affect their life, Cashel and Monica and Rebecca, more than what happens in November. It's going to directly affect it.
Yes.
now? Yeah, and
Yes. Yes.
I, I was just saying today where Congress has cut the fruit and vegetable stipend for pregnant mothers, mothers who have infants under the WIC program.
Right.
So they have totally cut the fruit and vegetable stipends, because
That's
and
what
the
we believe.
reason right, but the reasoning was because they said that ICE needed the money, literally, ICE needed the money more than the
Wow.
service that was provided for pregnant mothers. Like this was their rationale.
Wow.
And Mike Johnson was
Wow.
saying that, who was the Speaker of the House, he was saying, we can't promise these ICE agents these big salaries and then don't pay them.
Okay. Well, Monica, let me ask you this. We're gonna bring it back around because we're gonna have to let Monica go
So
because Monica's
we can I want to say something to that, what I was thinking about, what came to mind before we bring it back to the reunion, is that I remember posting during the midterms one time, and I did a post, and of course limited people will see it, but I listed out maybe 20 things that were on the ballot. And I said, you know, I broke it down in layman's terms, like this is how this affects you.
Right.
You know, and I think that we need to do a better job of, even if it's something we print out, we give to people, because people don't know what's on the ballot. They don't know how it affects them. And there's things affecting them in every election. But we need to bring it a little more home and say, if this is on the ballot, and if this goes through, you lose this, your grandmother loses this, your child loses this, whatever, and make it like a chart in layman's terms to say, this is what's happening, okay?
Right.
Because they think that, you know, nobody's going and like, what's on the ballot this time? Let me see. No, nobody's doing that. So we need to do a better job of communicating how it directly affects their lives in like a third grader in terms and disseminating that information out.
Cashel, let me say this, and Rebecca, Monica is on her way to somewhere else. This is like her 5th meeting today, so we're
Thank you for joining us, Monica.
I'm going to pull this up one more time, Monica. Before you leave, if you can speak to maybe some other civic leaders who are watching or who will see this podcast, why it's important for them to be out there, for them to set up a table and make sure that they are representing for their areas.
Right. Well, just as you stated, it's important because of the fact that we don't know where everyone lives. We don't know, you know, who might be there. And then certainly if the leadership is available, then it kind of gives the person an idea that, hey, okay, well, if the civic club person is out here, they can help with this, they can help with that. So we want people to know that we are available and reachable to them. So I think it's important for us to come, and I think they will come. If they know about it, I think they will come.
Excellent. Monica, I want to thank you so much for joining us. And
Absolutely.
we are going to pray for you and go into your next meeting, and hopefully you'll get to see us sometime soon. But knowing Monica, I've known her all my life. She doesn't sleep too much. She operates on very little sleep. But Monica, thank you so much for joining us. And if people would like to reach out to you in any way prior to the event, how can they contact you? What is your email?
The email is monicashaw25@gmail.com.
Monica Shaw 25@gmail.com, and we'll make sure we get that in the comments, Monica.
Okay.
And just give it. You have Anthony and my information.
We're gonna put all that along with the flyer in the comments. So if people need to reach out to any of you, Cashel, can you stay with us a little bit longer, Cashel? I'm gonna let Monica go.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I have one additional thing to say, Crystal. When we're talking about the voting, what I have as an election judge, what I have found to be true is that most persons that have been in any kind of trouble in their life, they feel that they cannot vote. We have to start talking and walking, letting them know, because I'm literally looking at a roll with certain people's name on it for the community. And I asked them, okay, why are you not vote? I can't vote. I'm like, your name is on the roll. You can vote. They don't want to be embarrassed. I understand all of that. But we have to let them know and get it to the point where they're in a comfort zone. Because if you're no longer on parole, no longer on paper, I don't care what you did, how you did it. If you are not on paper, you are eligible. You're put back in the system. But people don't tell folks that.
And we're gonna make that announcement.
So is that list? Can that list be available?
Absolutely. All we have to do is to go to harrisvotes.com. You can go to harrisvotes.com and pull up anybody's name, get their address. As long as you got their name and their address, you can pull them up immediately, even on our cell phones, and tell them, okay, hey, look, this is you. You can vote. Come on, we need your vote.
Monica, thank you for that information, and we're gonna make that announcement too, because
and what your table, we should have a sign to say, you know, what are you a felon or whatever? Go to this sign, maybe a QCR code or something like that.
Absolutely,
right.
Take away the embarrassment of it all, and just
exactly.
We can do that. Okay. And if people are coming in, even from Brazoria, Fort Bend, Harris, Matagorda, or Wharton County, I can register them to vote too. So even if they're coming in from all of those counties, we can make sure people get registered. And Monica spoke to something last night. Monica, or Cashel, you may have spoken to this. The demographic of that area has changed a whole lot. You're going to make sure that flyer is translated.
Yep, I am. I am, because I know definitely the demographics have
Yeah.
changed, and we
Yeah,
want to be able
I
to
knew
reach.
that when I moved my mom in, and
Right.
we had a garage sale, and I'm like, where y'all coming from? It was like around
Yeah,
the corner. I was like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Right.
So we want everybody to be included.
Absolutely,
Okay,
we do. We do.
absolutely. It's their community now too.
That's right. It's everyone's community. Yes,
That's
no
right.
one has claim on the community. But
Mhm.
Monica, thank you so much. I
You're
am going to
welcome, and thank
let
you
you go. Now,
all.
you know I'm not kicking you off, but you
Oh,
told me
no,
you
no,
only
no.
had a
I
few
did.
minutes.
I told you had 10, 15 minutes.
I know.
Absolutely.
I know. And we've already kept you on here. Oh, 45 minutes. Good grief.
Oh,
Okay, Monica.
I'm gonna act like I don't see that.
Okay.
All right, to my next location.
Yes. But
Just
thank
happy.
you.
Okay, but thank you all. And it's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.
And
Thank you so
if
much.
if
Uh,
you need to jump back on and give us any other information during the week, Monica,
Okay.
you just let me know and we'll pull you back on.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Y'all
See
have
you
a great
later.
evening.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
All right. Thank
Okay, Rebecca, you grew up in Sugar Valley.
I can't hear you.
Oh,
Um, Cashel
Cashel,
said, did she mute?
can you hear me? Cashel, can you hear me? We haven't done anything different. Let's see. Cashel, she can't hear us. Rebecca, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Cashel? Okay, she's going to come back in.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. But you grew up in Sugar Valley. You
Yeah.
grew up utilizing Cloverland Park right around the corner from your house.
Yes.
Exciting is it to be having a festival that is recognizing your neighborhood, where you grew up, the schools you went to?
And
How exciting is that?
it is because a lot of people, and Cashel could probably attest to this. A lot of people have such a negative impact on the Sunnyside Cloverland community. Um,
Yeah, they think it's just it's scary to be there. You got to clutch your purse and that kind of
right,
thing. That's not the
right. Yeah, they think it's hood, they think it's ghetto, they think it's just all the negative adjectives. But actually, they have home ownership per capita. They have the largest home owner, especially in the Hillwood area. They
right.
have the largest home owner uh, demographics per capita in the whole entire south side of Houston.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that and I was like, well, that tracks.
Yeah.
I was
And
asking my
yeah,
dad one time,
amazing. When Hillwood.
I was asking him about Hillwood. He said, oh, when I moved here to Houston and when I bought my first house, he said you couldn't move into Hillwood unless you was making fifty
That's what
thousand
I was
dollars or
gonna
more.
that's
And
what I
I
was gonna
know a lot
say.
of
Yeah.
people will say, well, $50,000, that ain't no money, but back
Back in the
then
day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
back
that
in
was
was.
the
It
day.
was. It was.
that was equivalent to like 90,000 to
Yeah.
Yeah.
$100,000.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you wasn't if you was not a professional or had a
Yes.
trade or a skill that
Yes.
paid you a nice sum of money, you
Right.
were not moving into Hillwood. And a
Yes.
lot of people don't know that. You know, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of my dad's clients my dad was an insurance agent, and a lot of his clients lived in Hillwood. So that's what I'm saying. It's so many negative perceptions of the community, and it shouldn't be because the
Yeah.
negative
Because people don't know
perceptions
what they don't
are
know. They don't know
not.
what they don't know.
Michelle, where did you grow up?
Up in Cloverland, right there by
Okay.
Cookway and on Bungalow. So
Is she on the screen? Because I
what
don't see
Rebecca
her.
was
I see
saying,
her.
what Rebecca
I don't. We
was.
don't hear. I
You
don't.
don't hear me? You can't hear me?
I can hear you. I can
Oh,
hear
okay.
you.
Can you
Yeah.
see me? You can see me too?
Rebecca, go out and come back in.
Can
Okay.
you see me?
That's okay. Go ahead, Cashel.
Okay.
She's gonna go out and
I
come
was
back in.
saying as Rebecca was saying that people don't understand that the Paradise Valley, Hillwood, and even Kennedy Heights, you had to be, middle class, as they say back
Yes.
then, to
Yes.
move there. It was sort of like your middle class blacks
Right.
moved there. It was never in an impoverished area. And
Ever.
so then the people that live there still live there.
That's
My
right.
mom, my mom has been in that house. I just moved out last June. But we've been in that house I moved. We built that house when I was two years old, and I'll be 49. So that's how long. So people don't move out of the area; they stay there. They still have the same community, but you had to be. It was a middle class. One of my best friends from middle school. From Hillwood. Mom still lives there today, and we were bused to Lanier for middle school from Cloverland and Hillwood every day, and that's actually where we met on the bus. Going to Lanier Middle School. And so, people don't understand that. Like my parents, both my dad was the teacher at Addicks Middle School. Yeah. My mom was the biology chemistry teacher at HSPVA. Yeah. My dad owned a liquor store and a burglar bar business. So it was like it was a thriving community for Blacks.
And you know what, Cashel? If people are not sure, even right now, all you have to do from Airport Boulevard, coming from 288, turn right on Scott Street and drive down a mile and a half.
Yeah.
You see, talk about home ownership, brand new neighborhoods, brand new communities, townhome communities right there. And that's right there. New schools going up. You got KIP. Is that yes? It's one.
Yeah, KIP.
Mm-hmm. That's right there. You've got churches. You have got a really nice and thriving community. And like we said, the community is changing. But many of those people who have been there, like Rebecca's parents. Rebecca, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Rebecca's parents have been there for years.
55 years today, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I talked to my dad today, and he said, today we've been in this house. We've been in our house for 55 years today.
Wow.
And this was supposed to be a starter home for them.
Yeah.
People move there and they stay.
Yeah.
Well, now, Rebecca and Cashel, if you ladies could just give people 3 words, each of you give people 3 words as to why they should make sure that they are out at Cloverland Park on next Saturday, the 13th. Tell them why they should be there. Start with you, Cashel.
Community. We are so powerful. We need to start locking in on how powerful we are as a community. And I'm even beyond Cloverland. As a community, we need to start galvanizing. We need to start connecting. We need to start talking. We need to start having conversations that matter in settings that are comfortable to us. And we need to start caring about things other than we've been caring about. Right. And just leaving some sort of legacy behind, and even just being there for the elder people that are in the community, and really just reaching out for something bigger than yourself. We've got to stop being so focused just on me, and just we have gotten away from community. And so this is just as you, Crystal, as you saw last time. It was so relaxing. It was so refreshing. We were out there to 8 o'clock. From 11 to 8 o'clock. Yes. Barbecue pits. People didn't even know who barbecue pit they throwing meat on, and we just shared. It was just like, it was. I remember talking to Red on the way home about an hour, and just like, man, this was just so refreshing and so amazing. So you asked for 3, but I'm so excited about next Saturday. We've been waiting a long time, but I want people to come and just relax and just have a sense of community and take a beat from how we have been connecting.
So they must have loved your mama and daddy, because they were talking about them and the memories.
my dad, every burglar bar from South Park to Kennedy Heights to Hillwood to MLK. If you saw a burglar bar, if you saw a church with a burglar bar around the air condition, because people still in air conditioning, and you saw a burglar bar, if you saw a fence that was a motorized fence, my daddy built it. My daddy did everybody's burglar bar. So my mom and dad left a very, very, and my dad employed the whole neighborhood. Because everybody had to walk by a house to go to the store, right?
And what was his name, Cashel?
Roy Kelly.
And what is your mom's name?
Glenna Faye Kelly.
Okay. Roy and Glenna Kelly. Okay. Rebecca, how about you? Tell us if you can give three. So Cashel said community, legacy, and selflessness. Important. How about you, Rebecca?
I would definitely say camaraderie because
Yes.
there is there's strength in numbers. And just to
Yes.
piggyback on what Michelle said,
Yeah.
there's strength in numbers, right? I think a lot of times our communities are in the shape that they're in because we don't come together
Yes.
as a community to get done what we need to get done. We
Mhm.
kind of wait until something hits the fan and then
Right.
we decide to come together. But by then it's kind of too late
It's
because the
panic. Yeah.
Like,
decisions are already been made and there's really nothing we can do about it. But if
Yes.
we avoid that early and come together and say, okay, this is what's happening in our communities now,
Yes.
this is what's going on. We need to stand together as a community and let elected officials know you will
Right.
not be in office if none of these things are fixed.
Right.
I think a lot of people forget that we hire them to do jobs for the community. And you
Right.
don't get to sit in somebody's elected seat. I don't care if it's municipal, state, or federal. You don't get to sit in a seat and you're not doing anything for the community. But the
Right.
community members have to come together in camaraderie and say, no, this is not good enough and it's unacceptable. So
Absolutely.
absolutely.
So
the
what
second
else, Rebecca? Yeah.
The
What else?
second thing is education.
Yeah.
We need to pass that on. We need to start educating the younger people about how important these communities are. These are not just some old communities that's just there to rot. We have to educate them on the history and the legacy of these communities. So then when they get of age and they become decision makers and voters,
Right.
then they will preserve these communities and keep
Right.
these communities just like they do in River Oaks and in
Yes.
Memorial. Those
That's
are
right.
old communities. A lot of people don't realize that. Those
That's
are
right.
old communities,
They
but
are.
their children and their grandchildren and their great grandchildren preserve those communities and make sure that those communities are taken care of.
Right.
And then the third thing that I would say is voting, right? So this area already votes in a high number, but it's mostly like the elderly people.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of young families who come here. There are a lot of younger people that are moving, that are coming back in droves, moving back into the communities, but we
Yes.
still can't get them to the polls. So
Yes.
we need to have a proper, voter education fund, voter education drive, just to let them know that, hey, now that you in these communities, it is your duty, it is your responsibility, your obligation to take care of these communities.
That's
Because
right.
nobody gonna do it but you. If you don't
Yeah.
step up and take care of the communities, they will rot and fall by the wayside. We
Yeah.
can't keep waiting on people to come do things for us. We
Right.
have to step up and take charge and do things on our own and protect our own. And these are the values that we grew up with in these communities. All three of us are from a product of these communities.
That's
These
right.
are the values we grew up with. So it's not enough just to grow up with the values and then live the values out on our own. We have to extend those values to the younger generation so they can see the importance of it.
Absolutely.
And Cashel, when you sat with Anthony Scott and you all were brainstorming about bringing this event back, what was so important to Anthony about making sure that this is something that continued?
Well, really after the first one, it was a lot of people that saw, when I reposted the video recap, it was so many people that had no idea that it happened. It was like, oh, I missed it, and so it was like overwhelming for all of us. Like people were like, when is the next one? When is the next one? And so he and I were talking on the phone one day, and we were like, "Hey, we gotta have one, soon." So we set a date, and yeah, and we're going, and we're. I mean, I don't want to give too much, but yeah, we're going to continue to do this because it's so powerful. Like I just want to, it just really encourage people to come out, and they just have to experience. It's just
Yes.
a vibe. It was just a vibe. Nothing major with no fireworks, no big deal. Just laid back, chilling, just relaxing. But it's just it's just a vibe, and you're gonna have a good time. Just come and just relax and do something different, right? And be amongst the people community and reminisce and get nostalgic about the hood and all
Yeah.
that. It's just just come on out.
And Cashel, one more time before we leave, can you tell people who are watching and who will see this, because I can guarantee you thousands of people are going to see this. How can they reach out if they want to connect so that they may be able to contribute something to the event? Or if they just have questions, how can they connect with you all prior to the event?
Anthony is on Facebook. Anthony Scott, he's on Facebook. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and different things like that. They can DM us. My email, my personal email address is my first and last name at gmail.com. That's Cachelle Kelly, KACHELLE KELLY at gmail.com. And so definitely just connect, because we're all here for a common goal, and we want to make it successful, and we want to make sure that we do have it grows every single time. And so, and then we have such a blessing of the new park that's across the way,
Yes,
and different things like that. So we just need to we need to like you said, galvanize and just come out and have a good time. And we're gonna have a DJ this time.
Yes,
And all of that. So we I forget his name. We're gonna have a DJ, and like I said, bring your meat out there, bring your pets out there, and just it's not you over here with your little clique and you over here with your listen, bring enough food if you can. If you're blessed, you can bring enough food for everybody.
If we bring in pets, those pets have got to be on a leash, and they cannot be aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah,
pets,
no aggressive.
Pets, please have pets on the leash. I mean, I have 2 fur babies. I ain't bringing them because they're gonna act a fool. So I'm not bringing mine.
And some people will bring aggressive.
You know what you're dealing with. So please
be
mindful of other people.
We want non-aggressive pets.
Yes.
Yes.
And on a leash. Okay.
Yes.
Everybody's not pet people. Okay. We have to be respectful of that. And I hate that we can't park on the grass this time, because that was great. But maybe
but I understand.
I definitely understand. And on the tail of rain. But I know that the younger generation love to bring their slabs out there. We have a slab culture and all of that.
Yes,
kind of
yes.
So maybe you can ask, can we park on the basketball court? That's all. So because we have to represent our culture, as well.
And I know that Monica was able to reach out and try to make sure that those bathrooms could be open.
Yes.
For
cooling stations for the elders and different things like that. And working on porta potties so people don't have to walk far to the restroom. And so just like I said, make sure you bring your chair, because we will not have a chair for you. I would hate for you to be out there standing up. Bring a tent if it's hot. make sure you bring a tent so you will be cool. Bring your water, bring your cooler, bring everything that you would like. Bring your meat, bring your cars, bring your dominoes, just come out and just have a relaxing time amongst the people and see each other. I have to unfortunately go to a funeral tomorrow, and I'm gonna see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while. We don't want to continue to do that. We want to just get together for another cause.
And bring your cameras and video so that you can share them with the organization afterwards, so that all these can be posted.
Yes,
all these need to be posted.
Please.
And I will tell you, as somebody who was asked to go on a whim to do interviews, I had the most fun.
You did? I remember you were around there. You were around there getting it. I was so busy. I was like, ah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you guys.
The stories that I heard, the laughter, the reminiscing, I feel like I
yeah.
And this is my first time hearing you say they were talking about my parents. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
So
and Cachelle, perhaps with that new park that just opened right across the street, perhaps the next time, if this is done around the holidays, perhaps the next time there can be maybe a little a fun walk or run attached to it. Right in that little area, something that utilizes that beautiful new facility.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. And I need to figure out some kind of way. I've got some things I'm thinking about, because it's awesome. If it's exactly the way it was last time, I'll be happy.
Me too. Well, Cachelle,
I know it's going to be much better. Like you said, we have people come from out of town, people that are now, that are missing it, that missed it last time, that are excited about coming. People that or was scheduled to go on cruises with the Wortham alumni saying, no, I'm not going on the cruise. I'm coming to this thing. So it's gonna be a time. And again, it's friends of Cloverland. If you know somebody, we welcome
call out those neighborhoods again.
We got Cloverland, Hillwood, Sunnyside, South Acres, Kennedy Heights, Sugar Valley, Paradise Valley. We have and if you, again, friends of the Clove, or if you know somebody that you used to grow up and go to their house when whatever or whatever the case may be, you are invited. Come and but no, hey, this is a Cloverland reunion. Don't come represent your hood. You over in our hood. but you are our friend. So that's
absolutely. Well, Cashel Kelly, Rebecca Williams, we are so excited about next week. We're going to make sure that we get this. I'm getting feedback from somebody. Somebody have their phone on?
That was me.
Okay. We are excited about next weekend. We're going to make sure that information is posted, Cashel, in the comments and on any of the other promos that we do for the event. And we are excited. And this is going to be an event like no other.
Absolutely. And go get your shirts ASAP, so I can have time to get them printed. Bosses Pray. You have that website, Bosses Pray.
Yes.
And it's on the flyer. It's on the flyer as well.
And Cashel, do you have a photo or of the designs, or when they go to Bosses Pray, they can see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. They can go to
very
Bosses
good.
And they can see all the designs.
Thank you so much for this impromptu podcast. It went on a little bit longer, but I'm so glad we were able to get Monica on, and Monica was able to get some of the other civic clubs involved. And this is going to be an event thanks to D-Red and Cashel and Anthony Scott, that he didn't know that little tiny monkey was going to turn into a big gorilla, but a friendly gorilla.
Yeah. But he's a giant. He's a giant in Cloverland, and I'm so grateful for him not only just being there and galvanizing and doing like the Easter event and the things for the elders and all of that. Like I want to just say hats off to him for everything that he's doing for the community and being a part of the community. And I'm so grateful for him even thinking to do something like this, and so grateful for the opportunity to partner with him to to bring my gifts to make it whatever it is. So I'm just enjoying that we can do something like this. I've been very busy, but I've been waiting on this. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. And Anthony,
you are definitely the connector, sweetie, because
absolutely. I met Anthony probably about 5 to 7 years ago through Monica, and he works hand in hand with so many of the civic.
He's so amazing
over in that area, and he wants to step back. Still, in 7 years, haven't been able to get Anthony on the podcast.
Oh no, that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Push other people forward. But thank goodness people like Anthony, because if it were not for him, these events may not have even taken place.
Absolutely.
So, ladies, thank you so much for coming on. I'm gonna make sure I get all those things into the comments. And Cashel, if we got to jump back on later this week,
absolutely, please, because we got to get the word out. And if I bumped into you in the last 3 months, I have been everywhere that I've been getting people's numbers, texting in the flyer, saying be here. And I know that time has lapsed, but if you saw me and bumped into me somewhere and I told you, and I was like, where you from? And I told you to come, it's finally here. So if you remember that conversation I had with you, be there next Saturday, 11 a.m. And don't be waiting till late, because we were pulling out of there around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we were gone. We were gone.
Yeah, kind of when it starts to get dark and when the mosquitoes come out, people don't want to be around when it's like that. But I'm gonna throw this out there. If somebody has a golf cart and they are willing to, the parking, we may have elderly people there.
Yes, especially when we can't park on the grass, because a lot of people did park on the grass. And so that would be amazing that if we can have
the shuttle people.
Shuttle people.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That would be great. We will definitely give you a shout out for that. Ladies, last thing. Yes.
We follow each other on Instagram. So if you can DM me the flyer, Rebecca Williams, the official.
Yeah.
Rebecca Williams, what is it?
The official.
The official, okay.
If you can DM me the flyer, I can post it not only to my Facebook, my Instagram, I can also post it on TikTok too.
So what I'm gonna do actually is just tag you because I just posted something last night. So I'll tag you, or I can. Okay, that's what I do. And pray the rain away, everybody.
I know, but it's gonna be good. We're not even gonna claim that rain.
No.
Michelle Kelly, Rebecca Williams, on behalf of the Crystal Loves Texas podcast and the upcoming Cloverland reunion 2.0.
we thank you so much, Crystal, for everything that you do. I really appreciate you.
Oh, we appreciate what you guys have gotten together and are doing. That means the world to the community, Cashel. But thank you guys so much. And as we say every week, we can do it. We can do it. Bye, guys.